Hey everyone, Karen the Warp Spinster here. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate that you're here. You may wish you weren't. Funny story. I seem to have a lot of trouble pushing the record button today. So 2/3 of my videos were a fail. So it will be a different presentation today, shall we say. I will be showing you sort of how I would go about thinking about putting together these blocks that we've been doing with the black and white prints and the bright prints and solids. And I will be doing it on my iPad. That part is true. But before we start, I wanted to talk a little bit about the black and white prints question. People asking where I get my black and white prints. The ones that I've been using up until this point were from my stash, and they've been there for years. And the shop where I purchased them is now closed. But I went out doing some looking, and I think last time I said that I had ordered some from one of the shops. I suggested 3 shops, not that they're the be-all and end-all. They're just the first 3 that I started with because I've ordered from them before, and it was Fat Quarter Shop, Missouri Star Quilts, and Fabric.com. Those are all in the description of the previous video. I said that I had ordered some, and I waffled between which it was, finally settled on Fat Quarter Shop, and I was wrong. Of course, it was Missouri Star Quilts. So I wanted to show you the prints that I ordered, and in case, you saw some you liked and you wanted to get them. I have no affiliation with any of these fabric companies or Missouri Star Quilts. It's just happened to be what I ordered. The first one is a white dot on black, and I love this one. This is from Wilmington's Essentials. I'll put the names of these down in the description, so if you're interested in them, you can take a look. And again, I ordered these from Missouri Star Quilts. So this is a Wilmington. It's the only non-batik. I confess I've not seen black and white batiks that were what I really was looking for, but this collection, I ordered several from this collection. These are from Graphix Batiks. Graphix is Graphix, and I just really like them. This is one of them. And then this is also a Graphix Batiks, quite a different print. This one is one of my favorites. I actually ordered more of this one. It's just a nice, Graphix Batiks. This one is probably my favorite. I should have ordered more of this. I love those circles, all different kinds of wonky circles. And I think it's great as a print, but I think if you did it as just a little narrow strip, that would also be cool. You'd lose the effect of the circles, but I think it would be a really, really fun strip. And then this last one is also Graphix Batiks. So again, I'll put the Graphix Batiks and what down in the description. Now back to this. I recorded quite a lengthy video of me arranging these in a couple of possible ways on my iPad. But I didn't hit the record button. I didn't even hit the record button when I redid the intro, which is completely different from this. So I don't know. It was just bad news. Anyway, so the first video is actually, I will be doing a voiceover over some photos. The only thing that I had that captured it was the time-lapse video that automatically records on my iPad in Procreate, which is where I did this. And the whole length of the video, which was, probably 45 minutes, I would have cut it down. I promise you, I would have cut it down. And the time lapse is 21 seconds. So I will try to do some still shots and do some voiceover of what kinds of decisions I was making at that point. And then I took photographs as I went along of different possibilities, some of which I liked, some of which I didn't like very much or as much. And then I'll just do the time lapse so you can see what I did in a sequence. And if you get dizzy easily, you may not want to watch that portion of it. And then the second portion where I do another option or two is actually fine. I did hit the record button because by that point I had discovered that I hadn't been recording. So sorry about this funky change. I hope it will go fine and that it won't be too long or too disjointed. It's an adventure every day with the Spinster. That's all I can say. I think I do an outro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did an outro. But if I didn't, I'll be back. Good luck. Here we go. To get ready to do this in Procreate on my iPad, I took a photo of the blocks, then put each one on a new layer, a separate layer. Then I grouped them all together so I could move just one around, or I could move all of them around at the same time if I wanted to resize or move the whole group somewhere else on the canvas. So these are the blocks that I started with. There are a couple new ones in here that I made during the week after I got more fabric, figuring I'd want more for today, but there was nothing really new. It was just the same old slice and dice routine. So nothing particularly new here except some new fabrics. The first thing that I tried, I just pieced them all together, put them up against each other as if I were piecing them into a single larger block. I did not think this was how I was going to end up with this whole piece. This was just this would do what you would do if you were just doing something blah and normal, but I ended up going with it, as you will see later. So there's nothing magic here. They're pretty much the order they were in when I did the photographing and dividing them into layers. There is one thing to note here. If you look toward the lower right, you'll see that white insert, that white strip with the two pink horizontal or diagonal stripes. That I thought looked a little different from the rest. So I decided to add in more white space like that to balance that out. That was really the only spot that stuck out. So I started out adding some white space, but you'll notice in this one at the lower left, the white space is another horizontal space, and then the other two are vertical spaces. So I decided to spread those out and do a vertical at the lower left and then a horizontal at the upper left. And then of course I had to add in some strips of bright colors, and I chose pink, which was pretty arbitrary. I just knew I didn't want to use green because there was a lot of green going on already. So I tried different angles in opposition to the angles nearby, and I ended up just pretty much mimicking. If you notice up in the upper left, that pink strip, plain pink strip that I added echoes that pink lemonade strip off to the right of it. It wasn't great, wasn't bad, but I added in first a pink border and that wasn't in, so I put in a black border as well. And honestly, that didn't do much for me either. So then I thought, I have, just like I have that white space, the black space underneath the circle is very striking, and I wanted to maybe even out, give the eye a little bit of rest elsewhere. So I decided to add some more black spaces, and I put one toward the upper left, and then I thought, well, I need some more to balance everything out. So I put another black space off to the lower right. Then I thought, well, maybe I need to extend that upper left strip up to the top of the piece, and hated that. I thought I was going to love it, hated it. Someone had made a comment that perhaps I could put the blocks on point, which I thought was a great idea. Since I had this sort of larger block, though, I decided, well, what if I try to put it on point or at least an angle? Honestly, I didn't expect to like it with these blocks as a whole. Individual blocks would certainly be a possibility. Wasn't sure I was going to like it, and I did. Didn't want it floating out there in space, so I added a vertical stripe. Didn't work. So then I did an angled stripe. That was better. Wasn't sure, but better. So why not add more? And I put in a pink stripe. And still more. Let's add in some yellow. And then the orange circle. The reason I added the orange circle was to have a shape that would kind of balance out that single circle, the orange one, in the pieced blocks. I tried it in different places. I tried different sizes. I tried adding in another circle or two, and it just didn't work. Then I tried some horizontal stripes of different colors across the bottom. And finally, I did a diagonal stripe that actually was the same angle tilt as the blocks as a whole. That worked out much better. And then I added in some lines that were at a 90-degree angle. I varied the width of them, and honestly I didn't think about the construction nightmare that might be ahead of me. This is just a design I liked, and I knew I could work it out. And then finally, I couldn't do without a stripe, so I did a diagonal stripe. Don't know if it would be a binding or a border, but I really liked that bit of anchoring the left side, that corner a little bit, but also I just love diagonal black and white stripes as binding. That was the first piece then, and next up will be a very short time lapse of that portion in case you want to just kind of see it as a whole in very short order. Just skip that if it doesn't appeal to you at all, or look away for a few seconds and you'll be fine. After the time-lapse video, then I will start on the piece of the recording that I actually recorded. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It is, without a doubt, one of those days. Welcome back to the live portion of our program. And I have us back at sort of the beginning. I've got the spacing in there, but that's no big deal. Another thing that I wanted to try was adding in, so spacing them out a little bit, and then adding in some bits of either solid or print. And we saw a bit of the solid in the previous voiceover video. Oh gosh, sent the St. Bernards. I'm lost. So to do that, I think I might spread these out. Well, let's go with what we've got here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out, say, this block here and add in something from the desk set collection. So I will draw. So this is vaguely how it will look if I start adding in prints. And I discovered previously that I'm thinking there's too much chaos going on in here. So put these two together, and what if we had just some plain prints that are scattered around? Or this is going to distort it pretty badly, but come on, freeform. It will just be a funky new print, right? if we made that kind of a stripe in the back. So instead of doing just plain colored, we would move it behind and do black. That print is not a good representation, is it, when it's stretched out like that? So I don't know. I'm feeling like that adding prints in as fillers is not going to work. I think it works much better as a solid, either black or white. What if we do one of the colors? That is a possibility. So let's choose, I don't know, I'm liking this yellow a lot, so not black, Karen, yellow. And although a little yellow goes a long way, I do have to say that. We'll put some yellow in, and we can make it either stop with those blocks or, ooh, all right, here's an idea. And whoops, select those and move this up here. You know, I like to have things asymmetrical, so. And then I could even make this longer so that it goes off the top. Or not, I may decide I don't like that, but then another, I don't like that. I like it better that way. And then another one down here. Pick a color, any color. Too much green going on, so I don't want green. How about this pink? Because I know I have that. Fabric. And then this goes all the way to the bottom to ground it. Then I could have something going off that direction, and let's make that this blue-green color. This actually has some possibilities. I think I would want to move that thin strip there at the bottom. Move that down. Maybe just a little narrow one. And I've got so much green going on. I don't want to do any more green. How about this magenta color? And that kind of almost literally ties it together. What if we made the background black? That's a very striking kind of look. If we made some more white inserts, say something there. about that one. Maybe if it's narrower, it would be all right. I'm thinking I don't want it to go up and match up with that. I don't know why. I don't think I want it to. I'll try it because stranger things have happened. So essentially what I'm doing here is filling in to make this a square-ish, a rectangle at least. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. What would happen if we made that a color instead of white? Little yellow goes a long way, Karen. So let's go with, I love yellow. I look positively sick in it, but I love yellow. I might, let me try instead of that. Let me duplicate that one and just make, and then resize it. I think I like that better. And the other thing I like about it is that it creates the look of a slant here with that pink, and I'm liking that idea. So I'm going to make this edge a slant edge. Maybe I even want this to be a, whoops, not on that layer. Want this to be more like a spike sort of look. And then of course I'd have to trim things around it, but I kind of like not having it be straight lines because, well, straight, but you know what I mean. We've got a fair amount of horizontal, but we've got a lot of angles in there too. Maybe just one like that is fine. What if on these white bits, we make them a little bit angly? Don't like it that way. What if we do it more this way? Yeah, that's better. I'm kind of liking it. Now, I'm thinking about the whole binding thing again. How would that look with a black and white stripe for binding? I like it up here. I don't like it down here. So what if we remove it down here so it actually becomes more of a border thing there? And then do a similar thing down here. So let's duplicate that. Pull one down here. Thought that was going to be spiffy, but honestly, I like it better without. For some reason, I want that to be the, what if we do this one, but do it this way? Possible. There's just a whole lot of black background going on there. Potentially could make it smaller, but I like quite a bit of negative space. Let's try a circle just because we haven't done that yet. And choose a color, say, let's mimic this orange again. I have no idea where I think I want to put this. Not sure I wanted it at all. That is not looking like a circle to me, dudes. Let's try this again. Edit shape, circle. There we go. Don't know. Looks a little out of place, doesn't it? Oops. Not loving that. Maybe I need some more of this angled thing going on. I don't want to overdo it, is the thing. And I don't think it will work there, but let me try it. Oop. I'm doing an awful lot of oopsing today, aren't I? For some reason, that makes it much more vertical looking to me. I don't know why. Because it's pointing that direction? I don't know. I might like it. I'm not at all sure how I'm feeling about this, but I need something to balance that, I think. Now there are only 2 of them. You know, I'm breaking all my rules. I've got 4 of those, 2 of those. So this may be called rule breaker. Rules are made to be broken or something. Maybe I need some more black in the center. I have this one piece which I think works nicely with that, but maybe something needs to move out a bit more. What if we move this block out? Which one is that? That is this one. So we move it out, create some more black there, and then that white bit needs to move with it. I think. Or maybe it doesn't want to be there at all. I'm going to go back and take a picture of it this way. I can find the button here. And then go forward with it. But then erase that. That's better. What if this comes down so we have some black space there? Hate to cut off that block though, so I'm going to zip through selecting all of this and just moving it. Now I have a little bit of black space over here, which is good, but I think I want some with that block, so we'll go back to that one. And that is, I should just erase that because we do not like it. Didn't like it before, don't like it now. All right, that's looking better to me, more cohesive. A couple of adjustments we need to make since we moved things a bit. This almost looks like it's going to tip over. Just a fraction of an inch more and it's going over. What if we, just for a little extra fun, maybe tip it on purpose? I like that concept, but it throws everything off to me. I don't know why. And now I think this piece is bothering me. It looks like antlers. And I have nothing against antlers. Love animals with antlers. Actually, it looks a little bit like like Batman's. And never mind. All right. So, how can I make that better? I don't know if I can. I thought I was liking this a lot, and now I'm not sure. Just makes it look more like Batman. I'm Batman. All right, let's move that piece back. What if we put a black space under there? Where is that piece again? There we are. Nope. Nope. Nopey nope. Nopey nope, nope, nope. So, do I need to move one of these up? I know this seems very tedious, but this is how I do it. How about that one going up instead? Now I'm going back to this one. I'm going to move it over. I think that's better. Partly what may be bothering me is that the whole thing, just from gravity and physics, looks like it would just tilt over. Pretty sure that's gonna look kind of wild and crazy. It's a house on stilts. I actually like that better than I did the other way. All right, one last thing I want to try. And once again, I'm going to zip through, bringing this back to the beginning. All right. What I was thinking I might want to do with the fabric that I bought, this is batik, and you can see right through, and it looks like it's the back of it. I made a 4-patch with 4.5-inch squares because I wondered what it would be like if I were to sort of graduate the size of squares. And I did not finish this because I don't know how it's going to look or how much I need to graduate it. So that may be another exploration. I want to take, say, this piece. Let me duplicate a couple here so we aren't. Let's duplicate that one and make it a whoops, not that large. Make it a larger size. And say we start with the largest down in the corner here. And let's move that one up, this larger one over, and then do another one that is, let me take, say, that one. So here. So say that's made with 5-inch squares if you want to use things from your stash. And then we just start moving blocks around and going from larger to smaller. And maybe I would end up doing some blocks that are made with 1.5-inch squares. 4-patch with 1.5-inch squares, which sounds very tiny to me, but who knows? Knew what that was about. Then have them sort of drift up and away is what I'm thinking. And I can see already that I kind of like it, and they don't need to be connected. They would have pieces in between. These probably would not be right next to each other. But then you could have that effect of breaking up and moving up and away. I think I like that idea, and I probably want to explore it. Not sure I want to do a lot with it today, other than checking to see if it's something that I think in general I might like. Let's make this one. Duplicate and make it a larger one. And then move the original away a bit because it's smaller and lighter and moving away. So many layers, I have trouble keeping track of them now. And then we have a second one of that, which is here. And then just keep moving to smaller pieces. Let's make this one smaller, for example. I'm also going to be running out of pen power here in a moment. I think I might like that. They may not be this large, and they will probably graduate in size better than this. And the whole piece could well be larger. Well, might well have to be larger. And in the end then, let me just pull all of these together. I'll get there, patience. Say just little squares. Popping off up into the wild, or maybe some print squares too. And then what I want to add in, you know me and those strips. Do I want to put some strips in here just as sort of connectors to all of this? So that's something else to think about. And do I want them at an angle? Do I want them to be straight? Inquiring minds and all of that. I apologize if this all seems very disjointed. That's my brain. You can fast forward through this stuff, right? Yes, I like that idea of sort of a triangle almost from this corner going up there. So that's something to explore too. I have to say that these blocks are a lot of fun to make, so it would not bother me at all to make more than one quilt with different things happening. All right, now here I was about to put something and it would work, but then I lose this black space there. So I don't think I want to do that. Yes, I'm warming up to that idea. All right, so that's it for today, I think. Need not belabor this. I probably want to make more blocks. I'm sure I will make more blocks. I will do something with this size and possibly a couple other sizes in between, and then think about these little bits going off. It's bothering me that those are so sloppy. So I'll just fix those while we're talking. Next week, I'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll do a bit more with trying out different things with the larger 4 patches. There are a couple of things I think I might want to try. So we may do a little bit more next week on this. So those of you who were looking for black and white prints, I hope you were able to find some or will be able to as you go out in search of it. They are, I think, really versatile, or maybe it's just that I really like working with them, the black and white with the brights, whether they be prints like this one and that one, for those of you who like prints, or if they're solids. I think that they just are a wonderful foil for the brights that I really love. That will be it for this week. Thank you again for joining me. Please like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think, what you liked, what you would like to see me try next time or with something new. So I will see you next week. And in the meantime, be well, be safe, be happy.